Hi, I'm Simon with AppliancePartsPros.com. Today we're going to show you how to repair your appliance. Are you ready? Remember, anytime you work on your appliance, make sure it's unplugged or the circuit breakers are off so there's no chance of electrocution. In this video, we'll show you how to replace the defrost thermostat and wiring harness in a Maytag refrigerator. It's going to be a very easy repair. It should only take a few minutes to show you how to do it. For this job, we're going to need a 4-inch nut driver, a flat blade screwdriver, and a pair of needle nose pliers. When you open up the package, you're going to get a new defrost thermostat and wiring harness. The defrost thermostat and wiring harness is located in the freezer compartment behind the rear cover panel at the evaporator coil. It consists of the defrost thermostat, the thermal fuse, and all of the contacts and plugs that connect the defrost heater and evaporator fan motor to the main refrigerator harness. If both compartments of your refrigerator runs warmer than normal and there is an ice buildup on the evaporator, check the defrost thermostat and the thermal fuse and replace the assembly. To get to the part, we need to open the freezer door. The next step would be removal of this front freezer door. For that purpose, I'm using a 4-inch nut driver. I'm going to take out the bottom screw and loosen up the top screw. I'm going to repeat the procedure at the opposite side of the door. I'm going to remove this bottom 4-inch screw and loosen up the top one. Now I'm going to grab the door and lift it up and remove it. Now I'm going to lift up and remove the freezer basket. Now I'm going to remove this basket support on the right side, then I'm going to remove the left side. And bend this open and push up. And the same thing, bend this tab slightly open and push up. And now we can remove this support. Now I'm going to remove this left side support. I'm going to bend this tab slightly out and lift. And the same thing here, bend it slightly and lift. Now we're going to remove it. Now I'm going to remove this connecting rod. We're going to slide it to the left. You see there's a longer gear and there's a shorter gear. And I'm going to pull it out from the longer one. Next we're going to take out this 4-inch screw. I'm using a 4-inch nut driver. Now I'm going to take out the screw on the opposite side. This 1/4-inch, the same kind of screw. Next I'm going to pull out the freezer drawer and remove this ice pan. Next I'm going to unlock this right side drawer gear. We need to slide up the outer cover. Using a flat blade screwdriver, I'm going to press in this tab here, and then I'm going to do the same thing here and pull at the same time up, and I'm going to slide it up. Now I'm going to open this left side cover. I'm using the same flat blade screwdriver. I'm going to press down on one of the tabs, lift up, and then press the other one in. Now we can pull out, lift up, and remove the freezer drawer. I'm going to use this 1/4-inch nut driver. You can use anything you want as long as you can push down this locking tab. And we're going to slide the left side rail. Completely out. Put it aside, out of the way. Now we'll have to take 1, 2, and 3 4-inch screws out. I'm going to use the 1/4-inch nut driver. I'm going to take out 3 screws here. And I'm going to pull this rail out of the wall and I'm going to pull it forward. And the top one too. I'm going to remove the right side rail and I'm going to push this locking tab with my 1/4-inch nut driver And we're going to slide the rail. Next, I'm going to remove the 3 1/4-inch screws using a 1/4-inch nut driver. And again, I'm going to pull this rail off the wall, and we're going to pull it straight out. Next, we're going to remove the ice maker. I'm going to start with unplugging that power plug at the back, squeeze the tabs, and pull it out. Next, I'm going to remove this 1/4-inch screw at the bottom of the ice maker. Now I'm going to remove this 1/4-inch screw right there. And we're going to remove this second screw also. And they're both 1/4-inch. And now we can take out the ice maker. Now we need to remove this temperature sensor cover. I'm using a flathead screwdriver. We're going to insert it right here in that slot and pry it open. And then we're going to take it off. If you turn it over, you will see the temperature sensor that will have to be removed. Next, we need to remove this grill. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver, and I'm going to, right here, we can see this little white tab. We're going to push it up. And I'm going to hold this out. And then we're going to into this slot on the top. And there's a tab also. And we're going to open the tab and shake it, and it's gonna come off. Now we need to take out 4 1/4-inch screws, 1 on each corner. I'm using a 1/4-inch nut driver, and we're gonna take it out, and then we would be able to remove this cover panel. I'm gonna press these tabs on the side of the plug, and I'm gonna push the plug in. Alright, after that, we're going to remove this rear access panel. I'm going to pull the rear access panel slowly, and the inlet tube is free. And now, careful with this temperature sensor. Don't cut this line. Alright, and now I'm going to pull out this cover. Now I'm going to start removing the old harness assembly. And I'm going to press down this locking tab and pull this out. Then I'm going to remove the defrost thermostat. Next, I'm going to unplug this ceiling plug, pushing down on the tabs, pulling it down. And now we need to unplug this, pushing on the locking tab and spreading them apart. Now I'm going to use the needle nose pliers, and we're going to remove this double green wire from the heat shield. Next thing, I'm going to remove this fan motor bracket. There's a 2 1/4-inch screws that holds it, and I'm going to slide it out. As you noticed, I didn't take the second screw out because it's going to be easier to mount it back on. Okay, let's place this assembly on the table, and I'm going to use the pliers. I'm going to remove 3 clips here to free the harness. Squeeze and pull, and this side squeeze and pull. Turn it over, and we have 1 more clip here. Alright, so now we're going to remove these terminals. I'm going to use the flathead screwdriver. I'm going to slide them off. And the ground wire. Alright, so the harness can be removed at this point. This is the old Defrost thermostat and wiring harness next to the new one. If you don't have this part, you can get it from appliancepartspros.com. Okay, let's install the new harness onto this motor housing. I'm going to put it this way, and that large plug and this smaller plug are on this side, and we got this defrost thermostat on this side. I'm going to start with putting it into this cutout. Then we're going to install this tab from the bottom, lock it in, and we put it here and lock this tab right in there. And I'm going to place the harness into this opening, and I'm going to lock this tab. Alright, now I'm gonna let this for now hanging, and we're gonna install this terminals. And I'm gonna place the shorter one right here. And I'm gonna install the ground wire, green wire, right here. And then the last one goes on this side. Okay. Now it's ready to be installed. Alright, now we are very comfortably positioned ourselves inside the freezer, and we're going to install this motor bracket in. This edge has to go beyond this foam, otherwise it won't be properly installed. And at the same time, we need to position this screw into the cutout. Now I'm going to tighten the screw. And I'm going to install this screw. And I'm going to tighten it with this 4-inch nut driver. Alright, now we can connect all the plugs. I'm going to plug this one first. That's our defrost heater. Alright. Then we're going to clip on this defrost thermostat. Okay, let's start on this side with this large plug. And then we're going to plug this one. This is our defrost heater second lead. And now we're going to install this ground wire. It goes back on this heat shield. Right there. This we're going to keep for the rear panel. It's our ice maker plug. And now we're going to install this rear access cover panel. Bring it in. And now I'm going to fish in this plug. This is our ice maker plug, and I'm going to put it through this slot here. Alright, the tab's locked. And now, as long as we're done fishing, so we're going to fish for one more thing. That would be our temperature sensor. I'm going to bring it in through this cutout. And I'm going to pull it out. And then I can continue fishing. So I'm going to place my finger into this hole, and there would be an inlet tube right behind it. So I'm gonna put the finger in the tube and bring the panel up. And now after we match the holes, we can secure that rear cover panel with 4 1/4-inch screws. Now I'm going to install the grill back on. This tab is going into this opening right there. Alright, and we're now going to insert this temperature sensor into the cover. I'm going to lock it in. And I'm going to install it, turn it over. Place these 2 tabs into the slots. And I'm going to lock it in. And now we're going to install the ice maker back in. I'm going to put this screw first in, only a couple of threads, like 2-3 turns, so it will hold in. I'm going to install the ice maker with this inlet tube going into the funnel. And I'm going to hang on this screw. I'm going to tighten that screw just a little bit. And I'm going to put the second screw in. Now going to the first screw and we tighten that also. Now we can secure the bottom bracket of the ice maker. And it's a single 1/4-inch screw. And now we're going to plug the ice maker in. Now we're going to install this left side rail support. And the bottom one goes right in that groove. And push it back. Then the top one will have this tab, which is going to be installed into this cutout at the back. And bring it in, and I'm gonna pull the bottom of the wall slightly so the tab goes in, and we put it in. And now we're going to secure it with the 3 1/4-inch screws. I'm using a 1/4-inch nut driver. And now we're going to install the left side rail onto this gear. I'm going to slide it in and push it in all the way and pull it out. See the tab locked? So we're good. Let's install the right side rail support. Place the top portion in. The back tab goes into the cutout. And now I'm going to install the bottom portion. Slide it back. So we're gonna have 3 holes matching here, and I'm gonna secure it with the 3 1/4-inch screws. Next, I'm going to slide in the rail. All right, at this point, we're gonna install the freezer drawer. And pull up the rail. Now I'm going to close this cover by pushing it down. Now I'm going to lock this cover, pressing it down. Okay, let's place the ice pan in. And I'm going to push the drawer in. Now I'm going to secure the left side rail with the 1/4-inch screw. I'm using a nut driver, 1/4-inch nut driver. Again, I'm going to secure the rail with this 1/4-inch screw using a nut driver. I'm going to install the connecting rod. Make sure that both rails are pulled out completely. And I'm going to slide it into the long one. And then I'm going to put it into the short one. Now I'm going to install the left side support. We have this 2 hooks here at the bottom, and we're going to interlock it into these 2 cutouts. And I'm going to press it down. And now I'm going to install this side support. I'm going to place these 2 hooks over the cutouts. And then press it down. Next, we are going to install the freezer basket by dropping it in. Now I'm going to install the door. We need to place the screws here into this bracket and the opposite side. And we're going to secure it with the couple of screws at the bottom and tighten the top screws. Alright, I'm going to install the 1/4-inch screw at the bottom. I matched the holes here, and using a 1/4-inch nut driver, I'm going to put it in and tighten it. And I'm going to tighten the top one. Okay, now I'm going to install this 1/4-inch screw using a 1/4-inch nut driver, and then I'm going to tighten the top one. And now we can close the door. Plug the fridge back in and make sure it's cooling. Thank you for being a part of another successful repair brought to you by AppliancePartsPros.com. For any of your future appliance repair projects, please check out our other videos available on our site, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram.